So here I have my frame that I purchased at the Dollar Tree, and it had a plastic on the back that was just glued. I took that off, and I'm using some other items I bought at the Dollar Tree. That rabbit was attached to another item at the Dollar Tree. I just took it apart because I just wanted to use the bunny. I bought the green moss at the Dollar Tree, and I'm using my glue gun to attach the moss to the rabbit. So doing something like this can change something that was glittery and sparkly and not necessarily farmhouse like, and by adding the moss, you're changing it to definitely a farmhouse look. So I'm just going around the rabbit with my glue gun and putting the moss on. I'm filling in all the spots, and as I go through it, I'm just patting it down, and then I will go in and look at it and see where I'm missing any spots, and then just add more glue and continue to add the moss to it. So it really doesn't have a shape right now that looks like a rabbit, but what we're going to do is once I fill in all the spots that I see so that the glitter isn't showing anymore, I'm going to use my scissor and cut around the design. And this will give the rabbit shape a more defined look. So I'm just cutting around the excess moss off of it so that my rabbit has a shape. And I'm also cutting inside the rabbit area on the top so that it wasn't so fluffy. So try to make it even. I'm using the scissors to cut around everything. And I saw some empty spaces, so I'm just going back in, adding the glue and adding the moss to that. So once I get everything patted down like so, I am going to then attach the rabbit to the frame. So I'm just continuing to fill in where I see some empty spots. And did burn my fingers a little bit, so there's other methods you could use. I know like the little rubber fingers work for that, but I was just going at it using my fingers. Now I'm just going to continue to trim up the design here to make it look like the shape of the rabbit. So once I'm happy with the design, here it is. I'm going to attach this to the frame. So now I'm turning the frame around, and I'm going to, originally I was going to attach the frame, the bunny to the frame with the twine. But in the end I changed my mind. Like the way it came out. I was going to hang it from the middle, but I didn't like the way that came out. So in the end, I decided to attach it by gluing the sides. Because when I was attaching it that way, it was just going to move around too much, and I wanted it more of a solid look to it. Okay, so now I am going to flip it around and add the twine carrots that I also purchased at the dollar store to the front of the frame. So I'm just using my glue gun and gluing the carrots kind of on an angle on the corners, on both corners. So on the bottom right corners and the bottom left corners. And you could have painted the frame, but I liked the way it looked unpainted. And like I said, it was just moving around too much for me. So I ended up taking the string off afterwards, and I ended up just gluing it with my hot glue gun down across on the corner so it stayed in one direction. because that was driving me crazy. So by like the nose and the legs, I glued those down, and that was it. So here's a photo of the finished product, and you see I took off the twine and I just attached it to the sides and the front of the frame. So I love the way it came out. This isn't my normal type of crafting. I usually just work with my Cricut and do vinyl crafting, but I've been inspired going through YouTube and seeing all the cool spring, farmhouse, Dollar Tree DIYs, and I wanted to try it myself. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.